we were gonna do the Spider-Man No Way Home review, but we realised that so many people haven't watched it that we don't want to be putting out our spoilery review and, you know, have none of you guys actually see it yet.
Yeah.
So we decided to wait on that and instead review Hawkeye episode 4.
On top of that, we don't think we can actually review the film in our standard 10, 11, 12-minute video.
Nah.
There's too much shit going down. There's too much to talk about. I don't want to be making like 4 separate videos, so maybe I'm thinking about a live stream for like an hour, 40 minutes, and then cut it off because it's just too much. There's so much stuff to go over.
We could talk for like 10 hours about this film and the repercussions of this film,
We've
honestly.
got a lot of stuff going on in our lives, you know, clearly.
Yeah, so much.
Hey, NarendraTheComic again!
Nonsense!
Yes, and right now we're doing our episode 4 review of Hawkeye, and once more, this episode tends to do what the other episodes have done, and that's make me happy.
Yeah. This interaction between Kate and Clint, as always, really enjoyable. You see the way the conversations are going, and you're already experiencing the words before you hear them in a good way, because you have some understanding of her character already.
Yeah.
And you've already got this inbuilt understanding of his character. So it's so much fun to watch them have this witty repartee between the two of them, right?
Wow, someone thinks she's a big man over here using
do.
big words like big chungus. This is huge stuff. Point being, this episode really put forward the action side in certain aspects while also giving a bit more character development from Clint's point of view and Kate's point of view and her mum's, which is something we haven't had much of, and I think my mind's been changed. Before I was like, Jack's the bad guy. Now I'm like, the mum's the bad guy. And Jack is also a bad guy.
Yeah, they're both bad guys.
I thought it'd be too see-through if the mum was the one who killed, like, Ahmad the Third. I thought it'd be too basic. But then maybe if they're being basic and not basic at the same time, then it equates to being
Are they going to be a crime duo? Is that why they're getting married? It's like a marriage of convenience. But like, I also care about you because we can talk about aspects of our lives that we can't talk to anyone else about. Because, you know, we're both involved in a crime syndicate.
Especially if the big boss is Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
Then maybe he's kind of arranged this in some ways. We have essentially a major security company working for the underground system here, trying to help villains out in the New York underworld. This is something which, it sounds ridiculous, but this type of stuff is not that far-fetched.
Yeah, I guess not. It does sound very comic-y, but when you think about the grand scheme of the world, it could happen.
And I think something that makes this show great is the fact it is grounded. It is in more of our world than WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki. And while people have different opinions, some people really, really love this show, and I think I lean more towards that.
Yeah.
But there are some people who think it's the worst Marvel Disney Plus show, and that's fine. People can have different opinions, but I do feel that objectively, and I know art is not objective, it's subjective, from a pure storytelling point of view, this is probably the best MCU Disney Plus show. I don't think it's my favorite. I think maybe WandaVision just pips it, but in terms of storytelling, it's clear, it's to the point, they've got good character development, they're introducing characters in a subtle and useful way without making it super heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And I think overall, the characters are just better than in the other shows.
Yeah, I think so. It's also not trying to be anything that it's not. I really appreciate that. It's the family, fun, Christmas, which has some elements of mystery.
Yeah.
It's not trying to be big brain.
It was also interesting to see how Clint perceives himself through this episode. There were a couple of lines of dialogue there where you kind of got an insight into his brain and how he kind of views the world and his place in it.
Yeah, he said that he was a weapon and that he was just being pointed in the right direction with the Avengers and through S.w.o.r.d.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, it's really intense, you know?
Which is the opposite to what Kate was saying, because she was saying that he was a hero.
Yeah, in her eyes, he saved the world. He saved her building, her life when she was a kid, right? But for him, I've done bad things, I'm a bad person, there are certain things you can't get away from, right? That's the concept of the Ronin suit and how even now it's following him.
It's not his past, he's still tied to it.
And for him, it's kind of sad because he's been through so much and he's saved so many people, but he still sees himself as a bad person, a bad guy. It's kind of similar to what Natasha saw herself as, you know, even though I've done these good things, they're not going to erase the bad.
Yeah.
Right? Which
very similar.
I don't want that for him. He deserves to be able to go back to his family and live the life he wants to live. But it's almost like he thinks he doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, I think it's an internal conflict within him that he feels, potentially because of what happened with Nat, that he doesn't deserve the happiness and life which she afforded him in some ways by making that decision or taking the decision out of his hands.
Oh, another question.
Yeah.
What is the background of Laura? She's got these, like, semi-hacking research skills.
Yeah.
She just casually broke into German because she didn't want the kids to know what they were talking about. You know?
Is she slyly, or was she also a spy?
Maybe.
Was she?
Did he meet her through work? We finally got a shot of Yelena. I kind of saw it was going to be her because there was that interaction between Maya in her apartment and Kate,
yeah.
But then Hawkeye was being attacked and it was like, oh, this has to be Yelena, right? From the end of Bucky and Falcon where she was going to be going after him. Her and Hawkeye was definitely better than the fight scene between Kate and Maya. It was far more believable, even though you couldn't even see her face.
Oh, yeah. The four-way fight scene was definitely better than the Maya and Clint fight scene. That just didn't sell right.
No, it didn't. And even the Maya-Kate fight scene, that just wasn't believable for some reason. I actually said something to you. I was like, for someone who's deaf, she moves around really quietly.
Like, it's different with Daredevil, because he's blind, but he has excessive hearing, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have excessive hearing. She's deaf. So, what's going on? She feels the vibrations, but maybe she's then soft-footed because she feels the vibrations.
Or maybe. That makes sense.
Maybe that's it, but I understand what you're saying when you said it, because I'm like, that's a good point. She shouldn't be so tippy-tappy. Shouldn't be twinkle toes. I hope that Wilson Fisk does indeed come into it. There's a chance Charlie Cox might come into it.
There's a chance,
There's a chance, because what Kevin Feige said, that if anyone's going to play Daredevil, it's going to be Charlie Cox. That's confirmed. We won't say anything else about any other things or any other films or TV shows or anything else, because it might be a bit far. But there might be a Wilson Fisk cameo, a Charlie Cox cameo as Matt Murdock, as Daredevil, and that's just all good stuff. Wow!
Seeing Frank and Mrs. Bishop kind of actually in love, and that moment of kind of final acceptance from Kate was really nice. The kind of concept of them finally becoming a family, and she was so happy to see her mum happy. And then Clint was like, so he's a bad guy.
You have good instincts. Like, I'm kind of leading you in here by being like, your mom told me not to make you an Avenger, not to train you, but like, you're kind of okay at this, so I'm going to let you know you're kind of okay at this, in case you choose to do it.
Yeah, but then at the end of the episode, he was like, you're not my partner.
But that's because the situation where Black Widows are now involved, and he's like, this is too real, this is too much, you can't handle this, you are not trained. But in terms of the mother and father, pseudo-father, it's an evil power couple.
Ooh.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And she was right. He's bad. The question is her mum also bad? Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Wilson Fisk himself gonna come after you. You don't want that. Do they want that?
No.
You really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic.
I've been Nonsensei.
She's been Nonsensei. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping until we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never not here. Just how it goes. Also bring the podcast. Podcast means nonsense in Punjabi. And we also bring that. Bring a lot. Bring a little, do a lot, do a little. But we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More of the same. Slightly different. But essentially the very same. Once more. See you then. Skadoosh.